Meanwhile, negotiations are now in their second day in Doha, where the governments of Israel, Egypt, and Qatar and the U.S. are trying to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. Hamas is not taking part directly in those talks, but the Biden administration says the Egyptian and Qatari delegations are mediating with them. Let's go to ABC News foreign correspondent Marcus Moore in Lebanon. Marcus, Iran and Hezbollah have vowed to take revenge, blaming Israel for 2 assassinations. Are those threats now on hold as these talks proceed in Qatar?
Diane, it's hard to know. We know that Hezbollah and Iran, as you just mentioned, have promised to respond for those Israeli strikes in either of their countries here, including one that took out a top Hezbollah commander here in Beirut. But one of the things Hezbollah's Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah has said is that they would respond when and how they see fit and when they want to. Now, keep in mind, during one of his recent speeches, he talked about the position of power that they were in terms of putting Israel on the defensive and waiting for their response. And so we're still in that area, as you know, and it's hard to know if they're calibrating their response or if indeed they're just waiting for the right opportunity. But one thing is clear, Diane, the tension is, as you can imagine, is quite high here in Lebanon and really across the region over concerns that this retaliation that's promised could make the situation here worse.
And Marcus, the Biden administration says it's optimistic about these talks, even though Hamas is not directly participating. So what is the likelihood that there's actual progress here, and could we see an agreement come out of this?
Well, I think that the fact that these sides are still talking, that perhaps that's encouraging, as we have seen in numerous meetings where these delegations have come to meet in Doha or Cairo or some other location. The talks have broken down. There's no indication at this point that the talks are going to break down, and so that is potentially an encouraging sign. And Diana, I want to home in on something from the joint statement that Qatar, Egypt, and the U.S. put out earlier today. And it's, quote, there's no longer time to waste and no excuses that can be accepted for any party to justify further delay, that it's time to release the hostages, the detainees, and begin a ceasefire and implement this agreement. And I really think that that is the overall, the hope and the mood among the people we've met here in Lebanon, and what we have heard from many world leaders is that everyone has said that it is past time for a ceasefire, and so they're hoping that perhaps there could be a breakthrough in these talks.
All right, Marcus Moore, thank you.